train. Okay. All right, I think, okay,
Kind of like color.
okay guys, I think we kind of rigged up something, so we're gonna see how this works, okay? And it's gonna be hard like crazy for me to read any kind of chat because I have sunglasses on, and so you'll just have to bear with me, okay? If this works well, I should put it on a video of YouTube hacks, right? Windy today, very windy today. Look, I was just right around me. Where was I? Was I walking or was I sitting down? So if I just stay out here, probably in the middle of the lake now. Let me see. Yeah, we're probably in the middle right now. We just twirl around a little bit. So if this works well, I don't lose my phone and the apparatus in the lake, then we could recommend this kayak for YouTubers. It's beautiful. I don't know if I have a setting for my activity of kayaking. Let's see, open water swim, elliptical, outdoor walk, Oh, rowing. Well, I'm going to hit rowing. I'm going to hit rowing even though I'm paddling. Even though, right? Tippy canoe, remember that? Tippy canoe. Ouch. Whose dog is that? Sounds big and mad. Sounds big mad. I remember once, like I told you, most of these houses are the same, and it's to make. Can you girls come over? So we went over there. She was the nicest lady. We made these finger puppets with her. And she had like this really rustic kind of cabin style house. And then this other woman, she used to be an artist, a good friend of my mother's. And I remember her taking me in one of her bedrooms, and she was showing her closet chronicle of her life in artwork. So she's like, here's where my husband and I met. And this is like, she was in her like 60s, maybe 70s. Then again, I was like 8, she could have been 30. And she's like, this is where we met, this is where we did this is where we did that. And I remember she said, you could do this too. And I'm thinking, yeah, at 8 years old, I'm going to do this too. I don't think so. But I'm thinking like, just, I've had these crafty people that were so crafty before like all of those padded albums and stuff way before anything was on Pinterest. And she knew like all the latest crafts. Good artist too. She made a whole, she got this party way. And like she would always do like murals, and she made like doll houses out of like nothing, like out of a like a 2-door bookcase. She would put the windows on the outside of the doors and the inside. She was really good at painting, sewing, quilting, everything. And she didn't have, and I remember that's one of the first things she said, like, I did this all without Pinterest and YouTube, you know, and you feel like, you know, it was feeling like, sometimes I feel like I've been cheated, right? Because we didn't have that back in the day, because we probably would have done a lot more. Like, I would have done cake decorating a lot sooner. But, you know, she felt really cheated because she had like major talent, was doing all this stuff. But can you imagine? She probably could have had like a major YouTube channel, great, what she would have put on Pinterest, or what she would have got the inspiration from Pinterest, you know? And it's like, well, you know, it's never too late. I mean, my sister-in-law is not that old. She's 21 years older than me, but she's still, you know, living her best. She could have done it. I don't know how tech savvy she is, so that might be a factor. But it's that house right there with the flag. I don't know if you can see. That's the one the lady showed me that she was painting the doors, and then 3 houses down from that's where we made the finger puppets. Supposed to be a scorcher. Jimmy said it's going to get a bigger scorcher. It's not scorching. Now, I know in New York City it's supposed to be like 92 or something, but it is beautiful right now. You know, the one thing with a kayak, unless you have a splash apron, even with the one you sit in, the way the paddles are, you always get wet. So I'm in a bathing suit, but I don't mind getting wet. It feels nice, but it's not unbearably hot. And there's a nice breeze. And we're just strolling. We'll see if we see that eagle. But this is nice. At least I can paddle and you guys can get a view, right? Now, if I could only have people talking on like a Zoom when I'm doing this, or if your chat would talk. I would love if your chats would talk. Even if it was just to me to hear it, like if I was hearing impaired, they've got to have something like that, right? Or if I was blind. No, I would have to be blind, not hearing impaired. If I was blind, and I used to think that stuff was Braille on my steering wheel. I'm like, oh, that must be Braille. That I'm thinking like, why would somebody blind be driving the car? That can't be. But yeah. Because if it would be like, Nicole Griffith, it's a beautiful day, 2-scooter chick. What are you doing, Carolyn? Why aren't you answering me? Right? There's a sailboat. Let's see if we turn around to it. There's a sailboat. Mr. Lawrence. I better not fall in because I'm wearing my necklace with raised ashes, which I usually take off when I go in the water. I do have a dry bag over here to put in there. And I brought a little drink out too. Not alcoholic. Strawberry Greek yogurt bars from Schwann's. And I'm like, all right, I'll have that. So I just had one of those. And it was really good. It was only 90 calories. That's like half of what my yogurt has. It's so crazy. Sailing. I love sailing. But it has to be a windy day for me. First, I used to hate sailing. I was scared of tipping over. And then my friends and I would do it for fun. Then I loved sailing. And then I became that my goal was to get the boat up on its edge without tipping over. And I'll never forget, one of my neighbors said, is that Carolyn out there? Because like Labor Day, it was like sometimes the water gets rough and it had like white caps. And I was out there loving it because I couldn't stand just to sit still, you know. And the neighbor said, that's Carolyn? She's really good now. But then, I don't know, then I had a bunch of babies and still have that sailboat. My daughter just asked me about the sailboat, and she's like, I was gonna buy another one too. We have the mini fish. I'm gonna buy a sunfish. I was looking around at that, and then I was like, nah. Got this kayak. I like this kayak because I wanted to have something to do upper body stuff because I'm always doing a lot of lower body stuff with the bike and walking and jogging and stuff. So this is good. I've been rowing the boat. I can hear my kids from here. They don't realize how their voice travels. If you like to people watch or people listen, all you have to do is come out and float on the lake and you will hear so much stuff. like to rig up the sailboat and teach my kiddies. I think Ethan would be really good at sailing because it's very systematic. You got to read the water, and Luke would probably be a little more haphazard. He wouldn't like read the water or whatever. He would be like this or that. Oh, so let me talk about that staircase movie. Do you know the crazy people in there last night? Like 11 of them stayed from, what did we do, 1:30 in the morning until literally 1:30 this afternoon. And the movie played probably till 11 o'clock. I fell asleep during the first episode because I took my phone, and I woke up a few times and heard a little drips and drabs. I have to watch it again, but everybody was saying they thought it was good. I think what they did, and I only saw a little bit of it, they were sensationalized, for a movie series. They want to sensationalize, of course, the, oh gosh, a fish just jumped behind me, his bisexuality and the male affairs he was having on his wife. And then they bring out some stuff between the two brothers that never heard about that either, and about some abuse, that he might have been physically abusive to the daughters of the other woman in Germany that fell down those stairs, stuff like that. But as I was looking at that and in the recommendations on HBO's, there's a lot of really good true crime stuff that we haven't seen as a community. So I think, well, now that we're able to make that work, even with my laptop, we'll be taking a look at that. Plus, we still have our books to finish reading and everything, but I was just too tired to read. So, way too tired to read. So, right over here you'll see a ball floating. The ball floating is where the water's tested. This is one of the cleanest lakes in upstate New York. We pride ourselves on that. I wonder how far Scooter made it in that movie. So there was another one. It was like, I had there was one in there about the Heaven's Gate cult, which is not new, but it was there. I don't know if a lot of people saw it. Then there was like Love Obey Kill. Then there was something about some British couple that it was a little like docu-series about murder. There were a lot of things in there that I was saying. Something about something rock murders. Oh, the water feels lovely. I have my arms in the water. It's gorgeous. So quiet. You can see some of the clouds, big puffy clouds. That one looks like an arrowhead over there on the side. I don't think you can see it. So wow, guys. So I had said that I think I'm gonna go down to Mary's. I gotta call Mary and see how late she's open till tomorrow to see if I would go down there for the auction. But truthfully, guys, let me see. I don't know what time it is now. But if it's like 2, 3 o'clock, and if it's hotter than it is now, I'm not sure that I'm gonna want to get off this lake. But I'm definitely gonna do the auction anyway, even if I don't go down to Mary's, just for whoever wants to come up and sell, because I want to help people, and it's not right for me just to say, okay, I'm not going to have it. So it's Bing, Chris Ree, Linda Gill, Dandy, whoever wants to. Jeannie's talking about life. Of course, Mary said she wants to works like once a month because they're more of a high end, or even though they're cheap, for as rugs go, but it's more of a high end purchase. So people ought to be buying rugs every single week. Some people are, but I'm telling you, the shower curtains are a tremendous deal, and that's why I wanted to get down there just to show the shower curtains, because there are like 5 yards of material, and I'm getting some of those babies for myself. There's one pattern I really, really want, and somebody's working his way back to you, baby. So if we've seen the eagle, we have not seen the eagle. I'm looking at the trees he usually frequents. Somebody had their big catamaran sailboat up. Let's see, like 9:30 this morning, they were already out in it. There goes Jimmy. He's probably going to the post office. I sent in requests for the stuff that was bought at the auction, not the auction, the flash sale the other day, Saturday. So I sent out the request for that. And Katz, thank you for your payment. And I'm trying to think of the other person that did that. Linda Gelb, I don't think I've given you, yes I did. I did give you and you paid. Okay. I'm losing it, Linda. Don't worry about it. Sun's right behind a cloud right on top of us. So yeah, so I do want to watch the rest of that series. You know, it's so funny because Jimmy always like, and then he got into it, and this morning he's like, "Is this a true story?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a true story." He's like, "This is crazy." Yeah. Because the person of a movie, an old movie with a very trending title, and that was around since the 1940s. That was funny. That was super funny. don't think Rose would have lived in the Titanic. She was soaking wet, and she was soaking wet from the ice cold ocean into the icy air and laying on a door. I don't think she would have survived. I don't think she would have survived. I was always aggravated that she wouldn't at least try to make another attempt to let Jack get up on the door with her. Like maybe like a pair of shoes, like where you have your head to your feet, you know what I'm saying? Or at least give him a turn every once in a while, maybe. Try to save him a little bit. And then when like she said, I'll never let go, and then she just let him fall into the ocean. Very cold and heartless, and actress. Okay, I think that's the eagle in the sky right there. Let me see. I'm not sure if you can see. I'm going to turn around. He's going that way. Let me see. I don't know if you can see the tree line. No, you can't see the tree line. Here's another one. Sometimes they're hawks, and sometimes they are vultures. Ethan and Luke took this kayak out today, and they loved it. They lived it. It was amazing and awesome. Hey, Scooter, I see your icon. I can't see a word you're saying, but I see your icon. I think I see Jeanette's icon. This is a game. Did I tell you? What was that game that we were going to play? Oh, the lyric game, Scooter, you missed it. You get people on panel, and one person is the MC, and, and you have to have like four other people. And then the MC gives them a song. And it's got to be a song that everybody is familiar with. Like, you know, so what I mean by that, it's like Alicia was playing. I don't know how well she could play unless she knew a lot of songs because, like, if she didn't, it wouldn't be fair to her at all, you know. Okay, but let's just say, okay, so you pick whatever song. Let's say it's, I'll do for Kevin, Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce. Then the first of the four people has to say, if I could save time in a bottle. I guess to do the first line. Then the second person has to say, the first thing that I'd like to do. And then the third person says, capture the memory and all that is, and I'm not even sure, to give in to you or something. But there never, and then the fourth person would be like, but there never seems to be enough time to do the things we've got to do once we find them. And but the MC is checking, and if whoever makes a mistake, let it be number 3, you're out. So number 3 is out. Then they can try to finish that song if they'd like to, or they can ask for a new song. So then a new song. Okay. So you'd pick a new song. It'd be like, all right, Moving Out by Billy Joel. Okay. First, you got 3 people left. First person says, Anthony works at the grocery store, saving his pennies for someday. And then the second person says, Mama Leone left a note on the door, Sonny, move out to the country. And then the third one says, you're trading in your pennies for a Cadillac, you ought to know by now. But I think the number 3 person messed up. So they'd be out, and then you'd be down with 2. And who's ever you get the first person, and the first person's the winner. And then you can trade, like one of them can be, the first loser could be the MC. And then, but I made up that game, and I think it's really fun. Doesn't it sound fun? And then if you have more than 4 people that want to come on panel, you can do 2 teams of 4, but no more than 4 per song, okay? And they have to get the lyrics exactly right, and they are not allowed to Google at all. If they're caught Googling, they're disqualified and they can never play the game again. And I made that game up, and I told everybody about it. I'm actually seeking a patent for it. But yeah, I'd like to play that. Maybe we could try that tonight, the lyric game, the MRB original lyric game. How about I do Playground in My Mind, right? My name is Michael. I've got a nickel. I've got a nickel shiny. I'm gonna buy me all kinds of candy. candy, that's what I'm gonna do. But then it's not as easy as you think, because then that guy comes on and talks about the playground in his mind. And then, my name is Susie. I don't know if it's Susie or Sally. When we get married, we're gonna have a baby or two. We're gonna buy them all kinds of candy. That's what we're gonna do. Great parents. But it could be any kind of song. Like, remember, like the lineman. Whenever anybody tells me that their husband is a lineman, and it's not all that often, I can count it on my hand, actually one finger, that her husband is a lineman. And I always thought Scooter used to tell me somebody's husband was a lineman, but it was actually my friend Connie. And she used to always be like, but Judy's husband, he's a lineman. And every time she says that, I'm like, I'm a lineman for the county. But let's say it was Rhinestone Cowboy, or I don't know. It's like a rhinestone cowboy, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know. I'm so glad that the paparazzi hasn't leaked my location, and I'm able to come out and be myself without wearing a mask or a disguise or anything. I'm going to treasure every minute of it while I can, because once that gets leaked out, I'll have everybody trying to come on and take a picture with me and stuff. Which reminds me, we are interviewing for it's actually going to be 2 trips. We're going to have a fall trip and then a new spring beach trip. But the committee decided that there should be interviews that Kevin, Sharon, and I, Danielle, and Scooter will be interviewing people, and then they're going to give them the ink blot test and a couple of psychological tests. And even Nicole Griffith says she thinks it's a wise idea. And then everybody's going to have NDAs this time. We'll all have NDAs. And there'll be releases that have to be signed for any pictures or video. And so it's going to be a little bit, we are also going to have a security guard that we're hiring, and to accompany us when we're out, because it's going to be, by then we're even going to be more famous, so we have to be really careful. Right. So if you are considering going, you can get your name on the waiting list. You can put it in, you can DM me in Slack. What's up, Luke? What's up? Catch anything? No. How do those Yamamotos work? How'd the Yamamotos work? think I'm going to make a YouTube decal for my kayak. Might as well advertise. I think I'm going to get my car wrapped too. Like that guy on Modern Family. That would be funny. That would be funny. Why not? So the staircase thing, and I have to say something. When somebody said Colin Firth was playing it, I thought at first they said Colin Joyce from Saturday Night Live. And I'm like, that's going to be a little bit of a stretch. I'm glad to see it wasn't Colin Joust. Colin Joust. Joyce Joust. Whatever the freak his name is. Colin Joust. Joust. You know what? I've been looking at some really cool crafting. I also saw this lady that literally, her whole business is like just like this decoupage stuff that I'm glad I saw it because it's, well, we're right in the middle of the wind. Right in the eye of this wind. Right in the water and it's turning this into it's cool. We're drifting on this piece of plastic on the water. Wow, it's windy. Whew. This is good for sailing. You'd be flying. You actually feel like a little tour boat over here. It is. It feels so small. Little tour boat on the water. Remember that toy boat. You try to say that fast and you can't do it. Whoever decides that, And how does that stuff go viral without even a internet back then, right? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy wuzzy. That was an easy one for me. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? That, but toy boat, that one was hard. And remember rubber baby bumpers. That one was easy for me. I remember I had a book from second grade, and I think it was I've Got a Rocket in My Pocket. And it was full of all those things. It wasn't the Dr. Seuss one. It was, I still remember the book cover, and it had all of those teasers. I still remember the book I got in second grade, which was like, they would tell you a little mystery, and then you would be like, you'd have to go with the investigator, and you'd have to be the investigator, and decide like why the person's story didn't add up. And I remember being like, like, because they would have like, okay, somebody crashed a boat in the lake, so you're getting the story from these people. So it was, I remember one was specifically like, why did you have your life jacket on while you weren't in the water, so you knew the guy lied, or something strange. I forget what it was, but that was one of my favorite books, and I wanted to find others like that, and I never did. And I'd love to find some like that for adults, where they'd give you like a certain crime story, and then they give you like an interrogation, and then you're going to say, what did you think? What tells you that guy's lying? What did you pick up on? I mean, I knew we do that with real cases, but it'd be fun. Do it like a book study, book group, Be super, super fun. Super duper fun. I told Jimmy to see if he could pick up a London broil feel like having London broil on the grill. London broil is so good on the grill. London broil flank steak or skirt steak. So good. A nice salad. With a nice salad, my tomatoes are coming out nicely. My lemons are growing, and I have so many lemon blossoms on my tree. I'm trying to remember if I bought my tree last year or the year before, and I'm thinking it was the year before. But it's no more than 2 years old, and it is producing lemons like crazy, and I never thought that I would have a tree like this, because some of our Italian cousins up in even further upstate than me, I remember going to their house, and they had these huge lemon trees in the house, loaded with lemons. And I thought, oh my gosh, how could somebody have that there? And now it was crazy, because when I got back from vacation is when they started flowering. And then I put it outside, and the lemons started forming. And now I have a whole bunch of new blossoms, plus I have lemons coming out of all different sizes. So my largest lemons right now are about 1 inch. But I just can't even believe it, because my whole life, when we've gotten fruit, like little fruit trees that you keep inside, like we had a kumquat tree. I bought a lemon tree back from Florida when we went down like in '96, and that didn't make it. So I just thought, I don't know, it's not going to make it or whatever. But this lemon tree did so well. I don't know what happened to my other lemon trees, like why they didn't do as well, but this one is doing so fantabulous. And now I'd like to get a lime tree, and maybe a small orange tree. My nephew actually grew a orange tree from an orange seed inside. It was amazing. But I'd like to try get some Myra lemons in it. But I was wondering why this tree was a little, like, it was a small tree, and it was like $40. Now I understand it produced fruit like either in 1 year or 2 years, and it's producing fruit. It's beautiful, and it's getting its like nice new leaves, and they're like beautifully green and stuff. And I haven't even added like fertilizer or like stuff other than like some Miracle-Gro spikes and stuff. And I put some new Miracle-Gro soil in there, but I've got to like really get on it with the Miracle-Gro with everything, because staying here, you know, it's so funny. I don't know if you can see that grass right there. That looks almost like a waterfall. I remember somebody remarking about it last year. They were in a kayak. And it looks like a waterfall. And let me see if we can get up close to it. And I didn't notice that until again today. Somebody said it last year. I remember saying that, oh, it looks like a waterfall over there. It's green. And we were just past there the other day, and I didn't see it. Oh, now I see what it is. It's the grasses from the water. When the wind is blowing, it goes back, and it looks like a waterfall. That's what it was. Because somebody did mention that to me last year. And I know we were by that last time, but it wasn't apparent like that. Let's go see if the turtle's sunning himself on the log. Sometimes the painted turtles are on this log over here that's been here for like 60, 70 years that everybody would play on. The other log, that log finally like went under, and I don't understand how this log stays after all these years and all these people that would jump on it, you know? Let's go see if the turtle. You gotta be quiet. Yes. this tree up here, this evergreen is where the eagle likes to stay. One of the, there's like 3 right here. I don't think the turtle is there because I would normally see him by now. No, no turtle. Yeah, they would be right there on that log, and they're not. This is what Luke got us. There's a froggy. When the baby catfish come in and are born on the shore, it's like one of the greatest highlights of the summer pumpkins. And I never see it happen anymore. Because an A-list is released. There's a frog over here. This is where Luke cut his. Luke climbed this tree over here, one of these trees. I hear that dog talking to me again. Paddling back here. I'm getting really fancy here with my work. Paparazzi can see me now. It was going to rain a minute ago, and now it's we're right in the middle of the 3 pine trees on that side and the 3 ones on this side. So I've been getting really inspired to start some different kinds of crafts. I want to do the candles, but I want to do some different kinds of decoupage on different things, and do dimensions in the decoupage, like add things like make a frame and decoupage some flowers, but then also like use maybe Scrabble letters or different like little plaque things, like little tiny embellishments, or maybe some of those metal stamps or like Tim Holtz stuff, and start making dimensional. I'm really gonna get started because I'm like so inspired. And I'm gonna do the one of the tote bags, the big tote bags with this pine cone hostess napkin, and I've already got it like laid out, so that's gonna be one thing. And then I've got to go through some Happy Mail. And I got anonymous Happy Mail. Well, I know who it's from, but you don't. They want to be anonymous. They wear that black hoodie and everything. Anonymous. But I'm really inspired. And then I'm going to use those white dice that I got from the Dollar Tree and make some of these s'more people that I wanted to make. Some stuff like that. And I've got to be honest with you, I've seen like some people get so picked up in like the Christmas and July, right? And then it's like, okay, so it's Christmas in July. Let's make a craft. Well, let's make 35 Christmas in July crafts. So they're either recycling their stuff. Okay, fine, recycle your stuff. That's fine, because I'm going to compile some of my stuff in there. That's fine. But then there's some that are not like, they're just trying to make as many things as quickly as they can. And really, it's a bunch of crap that literally, it's not even probably going to survive one season, but it looks like crap. You know what I'm saying? And it's like just making something just to make something. It almost reminds me of like, if you're a Girl Scout leader or something, which I was, and let's say you just can't think of something and you're going crazy and you're saying, oh gosh, well, we'll just do this. And it's like, I hate that, because you should make something that's going to be nice, it's going to be useful, it's fun, it's this, it's that, it's the other thing. Just to do something, just to do it, and it looks like crap. And I have to tell you, I've been looking at a lot of like the, especially the ones where they're like 15, 30 Christmas in July DIYs from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just like, that looks like crap. But make one thing that's really nice. And even if you made one thing that's really nice for the week, and maybe, I understand you probably want to get videos up, but maybe something else, maybe you could go into like a little more detail about something about, but I've seen so many things that are just, you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to think, okay, so let's just say they're made with like a paper cone that you like spray insulation, that foam insulation into, and then like you do something else to the outside and look, oh look, that's a tree. And it's like, that would, do you know what would happen to that the first time you put it? Somebody, if you had kids, somebody would squeeze it, all of that freaking insulation stuff would crumble, it would crack, it would come out. Like, why do you make something just for like one's, like, there's so many crafts that you could never like take apart, or you just basically have to throw them away after you make them. And what's the point? Is it just, okay, the point's just to make the video and whatever, but I don't know. Maybe I need to make another, maybe that's going to be a video for me. I did the tier trays last year. Maybe that's like enough with the crafts. Quantity is not quality. I'm just finding that. I don't know if that's you but it's because I think like even they're like out of inspiration or something, and they're just like, oh gosh, I've got to make a video. And Susie just made 35 Christmas DIYs, so I've got to come forward with 40 in this one video. And so, and it goes to the point, like I was seeing some stuff that was just literally a terracotta pot, small pot, with a ribbon on it and a candle in it. And that was like one of the 35 DIYs. And it's like, I really don't think we needed a video on that, but okay. But it just, I don't know. What other, there was one that was like, really, I said, that'll never last. What the heck was it? It was something she was making with socks. And then I saw this one where somebody took a bunch of, this one. I thought, well, wow, this is going to be, this was almost like, I don't know if you see the videos coming out of China where they're latching onto all this DIY, but you have to read the subtitles, and then people don't usually speak. But it was a bunch of toilet tissue that she cut up into little squares, put it in like a bowl. Then she added flour and I think some salt, then white paint, and then like smeared it on top of this jar or something, and kept saying, you got to look what's going to happen. This is going to be so great. Then she took some kind of air dry clay that she made. She kept slapping that on this thing. And I'm going, well, when is this going to look like something like unbelievable, right? The end product was not unbelievable by any means. Like sometimes you see when people start adding the air dry clay to the mason jars that they decoupages and they make them look like metal. This thing was disgusting looking. And I was like flipping all the way to the end. And I'm like, that is not. But I don't know. But then there's other people that have really, really inspired me. I've subscribed to a lot of new craft channels. And have you noticed that once you subscribe to a new craft channel that will come into your feed, you have a whole bunch of other recommendations, and they're all people that you've never even seen before. So I got like a lot of new people. I got this really nice guy that I like. He does decoupage and painted furniture. He's really nice. He's from the UK. I think it's like Painted Love, and it's his name. And then there's another lady like the Shabby Cottage, or that's her and her sister. They're really nice and they're really real, because like when something messed up, she just like left it in. Like she wasn't like acting like she was telling you the truth. Like it didn't really work. It didn't really, look good. And like the whole video was not really about the flowers, but it turned like into these books. And I just thought she was really real. And I'm like, I can relate to her. Okay, you've got my subscription. And then who else was new? Somebody else was new that I got yesterday that I'm like, oh, I love new suggestions, new channels. I was thinking of even doing some I'd like to do a collab with that other lady. It's so cute. She's so cute. Wow, I must be paddling like a lunatic, because I just saw that I had a ow, that's gonna leave a mark. I had like a blister, I guess, and it tore off from where I was paddling, and I didn't even feel anything from it. That's not good. No, I need to get a whatchamacallit. I need to go get a band-aid. Keep my thumb out like that now. puppies. I think this chick is going to go inside and take a swim. Go inside. I think this chick is going to dock this boat and take a swim. She's very upset, that little girl over there, about something. And she said no. So, I think I'm gonna head in now, go for a swim now. I'm not trying to run now. But I think that's what this kid's gonna do. Luke's still fishing over there on the dock. He's turning into quite a trouble fisherman. Jimmy's like, Luke, we'll give that up. He's loving it a lot. A lot like Ray and Michael. So, I'm gonna jump in. Take a swim. I don't even know what time it is, guys. Looks like my milk bottle leg has got a little color. Let's see how that goes, right? I gotta go bandage my finger. Poor little finger. Boo-boos. Somebody just jumped. Ethan? Ethan? Did Luke just jump in? What? You want to go swimming? It sounded like you jumped in. Either of you want to take this out? Yeah, I'm going swimming too. Oh, good. Good. I'm hot. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell him bye-bye. Right now. Okay, guys. That was fun. See you guys later. Love you guys. All right. Bye. Be kind.